Ready?
Yep. Hey, we're live.
We are. You and I were both about to hit the button at the same time, and you beat me to it.
Sure did. Anyway, as always, I'm Matt. That's RJ. RJ, how are you today?
You know what, Matt? I got a delivery today of a new credit card, the Built card. It is my fourth physical Built card being delivered, and the first one that was actually active.
I also got a delivery today, but it was not a credit card.
I also got my Gold card, which I applied for 2 weeks after the Built card, before I got the Built card. That one is in my
Well,
wallet.
that's because American Express is efficient. Like, say what
They
I
will
what I
get you
will.
that card.
Yeah, say what I will about Amex kind of being a cult. Like, there's reasons that they're kind of a cult. Welcome to
Amex
Double.
will do whatever is required to put their card in your hand so you can spend money through the network that they control.
Yes, they want all the money.
Though it was actually kind of nice because my statement cuts today on the Gold card. So starting tomorrow is the new statement period. So I'll be able to put all of my credits, and they'll all be done tomorrow for that statement. So that'll be nice. I'll get my Dunkin' and my Resi and all that.
I'm surprised you haven't already done the Duncan. Hey, John. Everybody
I
should
was
check out John's
literally
channel.
waiting for it to cut because I saw when the statement was going to cut, and I didn't want the credit not to be applied. So it showed a you owe $7. Because even
Yep.
if they credit you, it doesn't always, most of the time it does, but it doesn't always take the minimum payment away, even if the credit has a zero balance. I don't like playing that game.
That's fair. How's it going, Rupert? Howdy, everyone. So thank you y'all so much for joining. Yeah, I also got a delivery today. On my right wrist now is my Whoop,
How are
which
you
is
liking the whooping?
they want it secure on your secure but comfortable on your wrist. So I'm trying to figure out where that is. There's no display to it whatsoever. So like I'll have to go into the app. I've got everything set up on the app and they're like, "Yeah, you got to wear this like 24/7 for at least a week before we can start like figuring out your vibe." And I'm like, okay.
So you have an iPhone, correct?
It does.
Okay. I want you to be the guinea pig. I do not have the reserve, right?
Hmm.
But I wear an Apple Watch because I want the tracking, but I also wear a mechanical watch. So like I like having an Apple Watch, but if I could get rid of the Apple Watch for something like a Whoop where I'm not wearing two watches, that would be fantastic. But I don't know how well it interfaces with iOS. So I need you to be the guinea pig for that for me.
I mean, it's fine so far. Like the setup was a breeze. Setup was nice and easy for sure. Um, two fingers above that wrist bone. Oh, whoops, because it's right on my wrist. So I
Yeah.
will have to move this up.
You wanna, yeah. Um, this is so I've been wearing my Traska commuter for like 2 months, and then I switched it out for my Manta uh, Ocean King. I love this watch. I'm about to go on vacation, so I thought I'm going to Florida. Might as well wear a dive watch, even though I will not be going into the water. So I pulled this out, and then I put it on, and I realized I really hate watches with date windows, and all of my watches, except for two of them, have them. So, but yes, um, yeah, I'm hoping that like I can pick Matt's brain after he wears it for a while because I like having an Apple Watch. I like that it unlocks things, but I don't like always having to have two watches on my wrist. Because
So
sometimes I'll
without
leave the house and have it
yeah.
there and be like, oh, I'm going out into the world like a silly person. So, yeah. So if I could do something like a Whoop, that would be beneficial to my personal like livelihood.
It does integrate with Apple Health, as Dem mentions. So far, it looks pretty good. Again, this is like the first few hours of me wearing it. So, um, is the heat broken where I am? No, I just like wearing the.
So, spoiler alert, Matt has been immortalized as the Macoon.
Yep.
We also now, speaking of what I am wearing, we have merch, y'all. I bought all of the merch to make sure that the graphics like didn't get super blurry or whatever. So if you go to stackyourpoints.com, we now have a merch store link where if you go to that, it'll take you to our store. You can buy Matt in literally the outfit he is wearing with the microphone in front of him that he has in front of him right now as a raccoon. I did try to do one of Matt, like a cartoon version of Matt that was not the raccoon. The raccoon looked better because it does that thing where it tries to make it hyper realistic, but it doesn't know what to do with your beard. So it
I've sent
like
you how
it,
many of like my thumbnails as I'm
yes.
previewing them. Like you couldn't just use one of those.
I tried to get it to do that, but it doesn't. The graphics you use look kind of like you. The raccoon looks more like you than those graphics do. It
I
does.
don't know.
Like this has your essence, Matt. This is your essence.
I'm just gonna
So
drink slowly to that.
so y- you do the raccoon hands. That raccoon hands is why I have like 4 credit cards in my wallet, in my sock drawer. Um, I wanted the raccoon, but I did try to make a non-raccoon version of Matt in the Santa onesie, and it didn't work as well. I do think if City will let me do it, the AA card is going to become an AT&T card because I have AT&T and I would like $10 off my bill every month.
Yeah.
And I'm going back and forth now on because I don't really need the Cash Plus now if I get the AA card, so uh it depends on how that goes, but we'll see. Because I really would like to be done with US Bank, but he is kind of a trash panda when it comes to getting me to apply for credit cards.
Again, all the card you are the one who is explicitly choosing to apply for the card.
Peer pressure, Matt. It's real.
I only sort of know what you're talking about.
No. But I do have I got the bill card. They are out of the polished ones, so they're just sending everybody the brushed ones regardless of what you ordered.
Double jumping into our lore a little bit. Yes, this is
Yeah.
technically true.
Yes. Okay, 3 of them are Matt's fault.
Okay. I'll have to definitely look into that as a commitment for it. Not to say that I won't. I have like 2 other health apps that I need to get back into full time. Also, I need to start walking more. But
I am the so fun fact, I am the only one of my step siblings without children. So I am the one that is in charge of all of their 534s for the nieces and nephews because I am the impartial person in the family. So I am in charge of all of their money. I don't know if I would go as far as authorized user, but I am the I will be. My nephew just turned 17. Next year when he turns 18, he and I are having a conversation. Um, because, start him
don't
young.
do a bill card. Um,
I no, 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 no.
yeah,
It'll be
because that
like
annual fee is stupid.
it'll be like a double cash or an active cash. Like it'll be a 2%. You're gonna learn how to pay your bill, maybe a slate, or not the slate,
Freedom Rise.
Freedom Rise, thank you. Um, it'll be like a simple like, okay, you're gonna learn how to pay your bill before we get you anything. I actually just cut up all of my inactive credit cards. I used to collect them for a long time I did. And then I'm like, I don't need to keep a bunch of inactive cards around. So I got some tin snips because I have a ton of metal cards and I cut them all up and threw them out. So I only have the cards that I actively have open at the moment.
That's
Hey,
fair.
Chad.
Yo, Chad.
Do you keep cards, Matt, or do you toss them when you're done with them?
The plastic ones I've tossed. The metal ones, so the current Sapphire Reserve, when that gets replaced, whenever, maybe I mark it lost. When that gets replaced, I will probably keep that one, and I will probably keep the Apple card, but I do not have a strong fixation to keep any other cards.
Yeah. I wish there is part of me that wishes I kept the white golds. Um
Yeah, you're not getting those back.
no, but I also really hate, like, I wish they had used black as the border and stuff. I did not like how they did that border. Um Double, I am from a place where a metal credit card is not going to save you.
No, no. It helps that I'll look cool like the credit card YouTubers. I mean, we got a ways to go before we can get to like Sledge level
I mean,
or
I had I
RJ
had a,
level.
I had a stack like that. I had a fairly nice stack, but I like four of them were off of that Freedom Unlimited card that has been changed and changed. Um, but yeah, no, I redid my wallet, so I have less cards in my wallet. I have the gold, which makes sense, right? Like that is the card I'm working on, and B, if I go to a restaurant that doesn't do tap to pay, like you want to be able to hand them the gold. I have the
You just
Blue
want to feel
Business
fancy.
Plus. I also want to feel fancy. Blue Business Plus, um, catch all, backup card, whatever. The Freedom Unlimited, because if I need a Visa, that is my Visa.
Yep.
Oh, what else do I have? I have my Fidelity CMA debit card. If I ever need to, like, if I'm out and I need to pull cash. And then my green, because if I ever have to do something transit related or something, I want that. I also have a backup wallet in my backpack with like my business gold, because of gas, um, my platinum, Hilton, and Delta, because I want the co-brands with me if something ever in the IHG card. So the co-brands go in the backup wallet that I never think about unless I am taking a trip of which that card is the card on file. What's in your physical wallet, Matt?
Currently my autograph, my Freedom Unlimited, my Sapphire Reserve, my Surpass, my ID, and my insurance card. My partner is currently holding my active cash. I will get that back. But again, like primarily the two things I'll be spending the most on is like food in terms of in like terms of dining, or gas. So I have my food and my gas card, and I have a backup food, gas, and grocery card that like sort of works.
Yeah. I don't have all of my cards in my digital wallet because like the Cash Plus, the only thing it's good for is my phone bill, and I don't even remember what the second category is. So like having that in my wallet doesn't do me any good.
Yeah.
I do have my business Delta on because I can load to the restaurant I use for Resi through Apple Wallet because I have it in as a pass. So to do Apple Pay with it, I have to have it in Apple Pay. So I keep my business Delta in my Apple Pay to make my life easier.
There you
Like,
go.
you learn little things. This is a topic we were going to talk about, Double. So let's segue to it, Matt. Would you like to explain to the people what happened today?
Yeah. So United has come out and said we want to be more like Delta. Their whole attitude for the last like 3 years has been we want to be more like Delta, and they're taking more actions on it. So United Mileage Plus has updated the earnings on cards, and your earning capability as a Mileage Plus member when flying United. So if you are flying United and you are just a Mileage Plus member, you are going to earn a minimum of 3 miles per dollar. I'm sorry, a minimum, 3 miles per dollar on United purchases. So that is if you're just a member. That will increase by 2 points for every level of elite status with Mileage Plus. If you hold a card but don't pay with the card, that number will go from 3 as a member to 6, and corresponding numbers down with each incremental status. And then if you pay with the card, you will earn an additional 2 miles per dollar, depending on your status. So a member with a United with the United Explorer card would be earning 8 miles per dollar instead of 3.
So I'm looking at it, and that's off a little bit.
I'm doing this from the top of my head.
Right. No. I know. I just wanted to let people know before they start commenting.
The internet is hilarious.
So general member, if you have a card and you're a general member, it's 6 miles per dollar. With the Explorer, it's 9.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're increasing the Explorer and the Quest.
Yep.
And the Club.
Silver is 8 and 11. Gold is 9 and 12. Premier Platinum is 10 and 13. And then 1K is 12 and 15. With the Quest card, it's 6 and 10, 8 and 12, 9 and 13, 10 and 14, 12 and 16. And then with the United Club, 6 and 11, 8 and 13, 9, 14, 10 and 15 and 12 and 17. So Lonnie is going to be rolling in some miles.
I mean, Lonnie already
yes,
gets
more. Also, if you have the Mileage Plus debit card and you use the debit card, you will earn 1 more mile per dollar versus just having after spending $10,000. That was the part I was getting to. Yeah. Also, the gateway, you have to spend $10,000 to unlock the 2 extra miles per dollar. So there's that. I haven't checked, John, but I will. So here's the thing, and this sort of goes to it, right? Like, it depends on what you're looking for. It also depends on what airport you're flying out of. If you have platinum status, which is what I have with Delta, and you're flying out of Atlanta, that it doesn't mean anything. You're not going to you're not going to get very much, right? Because if you're flying regularly out of Atlanta, you're probably on Delta, and a lot of people going through Delta, or a lot of people going through Atlanta, are going to have status. If you're where I am in upstate New York, it might help, right? Like, it's a smaller plane, but it's also going to have less people with status, right? My airport is a lot of Southwest, which means it's not a lot of Delta flyers. There can be some high status people going through it, but it's not a lot of high status people, and there's enough flights to disperse that, right? Like, if I bought Comfort Plus, there's a non-zero chance that I'm going to get upgraded versus if I was in Atlanta, right? So status is going to depend largely on where you are, largely on what you're looking for. I'm mostly looking for, if I need to call them, do they care? Higher status you have, typically the more they care. Not a guarantee, but something. I'm looking for more miles per dollar when I spend going through their program. And I'm looking for some of those little niceties. That's it. Because I buy first class. So a lot of that nicety is taken care of by that. Right? Yeah. So it really is going to depend on what you're looking for. Also depends on what status you have. If you have silver, yeah, you're probably not getting upgraded. If you have diamond and you're not getting upgraded, that's a whole different conversation, right? But I think that Delta has found a way to print money with their loyalty program, literally print money.
They made $8.5 billion on it last year. Yeah.
Yeah. So the ability to go AA and United, if they have the ability to go towards more of a Delta system and try to get people to go in that direction, I understand why they're trying to do it. Am I still better off?
I think that's almost always the case. If you're worried about earning points and having coverage for the flight in case anything happens, your platinum or your CSR is going to be, you know, first and foremost. But if you're looking to enjoy like that sweet spot redemption, you can always tack on some additional insurance with it. Like JetBlue allows me to buy insurance on my flights.
Also, mo this is one of those things that makes me crazy. Don't just think, and again, I know most people don't know insurance, right? But don't assume that your credit cards have the insurance you think they have.
Yeah.
And again, this is not to Keith. Keith, I know well enough to know he knows the lay of the land.
Yep.
But don't hear, oh, I have insurance or I have loss protection. I don't have protection against lost items on my green card anymore. Amex has changed that. Lost items are no longer covered under their purchase protection. Know what, yes, Keith, I understand. I'm making a larger point. Don't assume the coverage you think is there is there. So if you mean coverage as in options, there's also that. But yeah, I think for you especially, because you do a lot of the 35% back on the business platinum, it makes the most sense. But yeah, assuming you know what the policy says if you haven't read it is a very bad idea for your personal insurance and for your travel insurance. I usually, if I want insurance, I usually buy it. I don't expect my cards to do anything.
Yeah, I especially like the option that I can throw insurance on a points booking with JetBlue. So like,
You can do
yeah,
that
it's
with Delta as well.
yeah, and I'm sure you can do it with most other airlines. It's like 15-30 bucks depending on like what it is, but it is covering that flight for sure.
I really wish, and I don't know other airlines how they do it. I with Delta, I wish I could pick the level of package, even if it was more expensive. They sort of just say, "Do you want travel insurance?" And you say yes or no. Like, I
Yeah.
know if I went out to them and bought it specifically, excuse me, I would have more say. But I wish in the Delta picker, it would give me like 3 levels of options where I could pick depending on that trip and depending on my specifics at that time. Um, but ultimately, most of the Allianz are going to be roughly the same anyway. Um, but yeah, no, I think going towards a more Delta model makes sense. Um, I am just hoping Delta doesn't raise their thresholds. We'll see. I don't think they're going to this year. Um, but stranger things have happened than a company saying we're going to make you do more for the same.
Yeah. Um, it's an like this feels like the first, and we know that more is likely coming because
Yeah.
United has been saying for the last couple of weeks, like they are intent on making major upgrades, major changes
Hmm.
to the Mileage Plus program. They just hired a new head of Mileage Plus. This was somebody who was foundational in the Apple Card founding. This is somebody who has been around points and miles. This is somebody who also has been around in like on the credit card side of things. So I think they're trying to
Hmm.
make the credit cards more rewarding, the credit cards be more of the place where they want to go. They've also added their version of Takeoff 15. So if you hold a card and you don't have status, you're going to get 10% savings on points bookings. If you hold status, you're going to get that 15%. Do I think that's the best approach? Not necessarily. I would have met Delta with 15 across the board and then gone to 20 if you hold status. But that could be a sliding scale going forward. Maybe it's like 10 if you hold a card and like up to 20 if you're 1K or something like that. Like you reward your most consistent
Hmm.
flyers.
Yeah.
Um, I'll be interested to see what they do for the folks who fly. Um, like obviously like the folks who fly, but like how many like flights you put into effect, if that's going to become a thing, if they're going to change PQP qualification earnings and stuff like that with the credit cards to encourage you to spend. Like all of this is going to be we want you to spend on the credit cards. Like Delta can get away with a not particularly strong set of earning categories on their cards. The Platinum is a good earning, can be a good earning card, but the
Mhm.
Reserve is not a particularly good earning card. The
The Reserve
Gold,
is a great earning card if you use their portal a lot because it gets you
yes,
3x on everything through their portal. That again, it's not for everyday life, it's not, but
right.
if you're a portal person, it is an excellent card because that or the green card is the only way you're gonna get 3x. Thank you very much for the sticker.
Absolutely. Thanks, Bruce. Bruce Law, 8574. Thank you so much. So I think there's going to be more changes in the not too
Mhm.
distant future. There was also like rumblings of Scott Kirby mentioning acquisitions, and everybody's going, "Oh, he's not so secretly talking about JetBlue." We'll see. Um, because everybody likes to beat that horse. Wait, what the changes that mean? Like new card offers, designs, etc. I don't know if it's going to mean new card designs. It'll probably mean new offers. You'll probably see um more offers across the board that like for the Explorer, things like more PQPs attached to the Explorer card, maybe more PQPs on the Quest, more PQPs on the Club. It could be ways to like spend X amount through this card. And so the United Explorer comes with 2 passes to the United Club, right?
Mhm.
One of the things that they could do to incentivize you to use the Explorer card is to set up like a put $50,000 through the card, and your 2 passes become access, like membership to the club
Do they
for the rest
have
of that year and the remaining year and the
and
next year.
I should know this and I just don't off the top of my head. Do
Mhm.
they have like what the Delta cards have where if you spend X dollars, you'll get 1 PQP? Do they have that already?
They do. The Quest, I think I don't think it's not the same as with the Platinum and the Gold and the Reserve, where the Platinum is spend $20 equals 1 MQD, and the Reserve is spend $10 equals 1 MQD. They I think on the Infinite, it's 15, and I think on the, Quest, it's 20. So, the Quest is equal to the Platinum. I don't remember if it goes down to the Explorer, but that's probably something else that's gonna be coming in the not too distant future. Like, um they're probably gonna add that as a feature, and that's something that United can do on their side. That's not something that is something that, like, Chase has to interfere with particularly. Um,
Yeah.
Keith
You
mentioning, like
book you book flights in a way that most people don't, Keith, and
yeah,
it works very, very well for you. It
yeah,
just is slightly off main.
yeah. The United business cards didn't get the same boost. Their features are still pretty much the same. I'm sure that they're going to come back and revisit the business card separately, um, because, it's silly to like, it makes sense to start with the personal cards, and I'm
Mhm.
sure they're gonna do something on the business side in the not too distant future. Now, would I be surprised if they don't necessarily do something with the business card earnings on United flights? Sure, but I'm pretty sure they'll find other ways to go about it. Comes with $200 of United Club Pass. Yeah, I think Club Passes still count as incidentals, and I don't know if a membership counts as incidental, but at the end of the day, like, it could be worth exploring
Be the data
at
point you wanna
spend
see in the
something.
world, Matt.
I don't hold a platinum card, so I'm not gonna play that game, but if you're somebody who holds the platinum and United is your selected, airline of choice, see if a club membership counts as an incidental. Oh, Don Kim is trying to listen to us and a baseball podcast at the same time. Which baseball podcast, Don Kim? Because I need help with my fantasy team in the worst freaking way.
I just wanna listen to baseball, so I'm also interested for very different reasons. I
Let me
love
know if it's
fantasy
effectively
football.
wild.
I love, uh I love fantasy football. I cannot do fantasy baseball. Like I just it is too much of my brain dedicated to too much.
So I am in an 8x8 roto league. It is painful sometimes. My team, the highest I ever finished in the COVID off season, in the COVID season, I finished second overall in the league. I was wire to wire in first place, and I lost first place on the last day of the season. Whoa! Clinton is
You
joining us from north of Cuba. Cuba?
you have some of the best vacations, sir. I salute you. Um, yeah, no, I love
Cuba?
baseball. I can't fantasy baseball the way I can fantasy football.
So,
But yes, let us know cruise night 25 of 25. Ooh, coming to the
nice.
end. What's your next vacation up, Matt?
I don't know. I was supposed to be in the Caribbean this week, if all had, like, worked out well, but I was starting to freak out about how much money I was spending last year and trying to, like, hit the brake pump the brakes hard on my cash burn last year. Cause yeah. Um, my mother would like to go to Italy in September, and she would like me to join them because, they're not in the greatest of health at the moment. So assisting with that probably would be beneficial. Um, so yeah, I should be researching that, but that is like September, October for that. They want to do like 10 days in Rome and Florence. So I gotta look into that. I would like to get more Lufthansa points so that I can look into um, flying ITA because Lufthansa just took not a controlling stake of ITA, but like they are the primary shareholder now of ITA Airways. So it would make a fair amount of sense to see if I can book something with Lufthansa point with miles and more points. But I gotta research that. Otherwise, the next big thing I plan on booking is a 4-day escape to the Kimpton Taconic and blitzing through the edit for that.
The that is a hotel that I also would like to book at some point, and it is gorgeous by all that I have seen.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm hoping that you actually get a vacation, Matt, that you get to like
Oh, like an actual
takes
vacation?
like an actual vacation where you're not also matting around.
Yeah, that would be swell. I would also like to head out to Chicago because my best friend now lives in Chicago. She previously lived in Seattle, which I would love to still go out to Seattle, but didn't get the opportunity to go out there. But that would also be like a family thing because I would like her to meet my little one, but the circumstances have to line up properly. She claims not to be the greatest with kids, but like she loves looking at pictures of my kids, so I think she'll make an exception.
Um, I can officially tell you, Matt, we have sold at least one other Maccoon t-shirt.
Nice. I haven't ordered it yet. I plan on ordering stuff.
I have the Travel Day is Sacred. I will be wearing that on the plane to Florida.
Excellent.
Like that will be my travel day outfit. Will be that shirt because I really like that design. I was very happy with that one. I did throw the link in there if anybody is interested. No pressure, guys. You can buy a sticker. You can buy nothing. You can just watch us. I don't care. But
Yep.
I thought I'd put the link in.
We have some mugs. We have some t-shirts. We have stickers. Was there anything else?
Not right now. There will potentially be more. I sort of want to see how it goes. Give it
Yeah.
a few weeks, a couple months, see how it goes, and then add things. I don't want to add things just to add things.
Yeah.
I want to add them because people want them. I can tell you officially there will be no Pope Matt. We have made that decision. So I have been asked multiple times, but no. Yes, I saw I'm very excited to know that there is somebody in the world that will be wearing the Maccoon t-shirt that is not just me.
Yeah.
Hold on. Actually, Matt, vamp for a minute. I want to show them the other shirt that I almost wore today, which was actually your idea.
Ooh. Okay, there you go. We got Lonnie joining us. Hey, only here to say hi. Got to run. Absolutely, Lonnie. Thank you so much for popping in. Arn's got the raccoon shirt. Um, Bill mentions to have the trip line up with a Cubs game. I went to Wrigley last year, so I was in Chicago briefly last year. I do plan on going back. I would like to go to Guaranteed Rate Field, but I am also aware that that's on the south side and probably not the greatest idea. But um we should I could always do another Cubs game. The problem with the Cubs game, I was slightly too wide for the seats behind home plate. They were very narrow. It was not the comfiest of experiences, but yeah. I'm slightly smaller now, but like not so slightly smaller that would be like amazing.
So this was I want everyone to know who came up with this idea. This was Matt's idea for a t-shirt. He said if we ever have a store, I want this. So I made it happen.
Oh yeah.
And
Yep.
then the reason that this is the most expensive item on our shop, Max says, help me. So if you too live your life
$500 at a
$500 at a
time.
time, you can have a shirt that asks for help. So yeah, so we have that. We have one that just has the Stack Your Points logo. There may be other things over time. I am still trying to figure out how to put the Macoon on a sticker. The problem is the lettering, some of the lettering, like the O in the original, is black. So if I did it, there would be random like cutouts of black in the lettering. So I either have to take the wording off or just say, guys, sorry, there's going to be a little bit of coloring in the letters. So still working on that. But yeah, but check it out. Even if you don't buy anything, just check it out.
We got merch.
We got merch. So when we eventually have the meetup, we can see what everybody has for merch, which will happen at some point.
Yep.
I still think
Dong
Cooperstown would
mentions
be fun.
it would be.
Unfortunately, Cooperstown around no airports.
No. It's like a 2-hour drive from Albany, and it's about an hour and 20 from the Syracuse airport, and very much further from the Buffalo airport. There's no airport in that area.
Yeah.
Dong mentions he's listening to Dodger Nation, the site that famously started Shohei to Toronto Plane Watch, which probably should have. I would be a much happier baseball fan if Shohei had gone to Toronto. I'd be an even happier baseball fan if he went to the Mets, but he'd be broken with the Mets right now. And DVR on Rates and Barrel is great for fantasy. Yes, my fantasy team is quite frankly a joke.
This pleases me. So so I really do want at some point to have an obvious is an obvious is an obvious, but we can't use the word obvious.
Or the symbol for it, which is a
Right.
pain.
So it would probably have to be a point is a point is a point, or a blank is a blank is a blank. It would have to be something
Yeah.
that is not what is there. So it's one of those things that we're working on. It'll be out at some point. But yeah, and now my kitchen has two mugs with one with the Macoon on it and then one with the Stack Your Points logo. So yeah. But back to United.
Yeah.
I do think that United so here's the thing, and this is not me being like a Delta homer or whatever, but I think when you have a program that literally prints money the way the Delta program is, you kind of have to try to mirror it in your own way.
Yeah.
Like you either have to figure out a way to do it better or do it differently that works, or you have to just try to copy them as much as you can without it just being a ripoff. It's like everybody has a 2X card of some variety, business, personal, whatever. Like
Yep.
you just kind of have to have it. So that at some point is just table stakes, right? Like at some point you got to have a good program.
And I don't think they're gonna be very far off. I do think that this is an interesting kind of first salvo in the deltification of Mileage Plus. Um, I do think that there's gonna have to be other steps as well.
Hmm.
What those steps necessarily will be, I don't know. Um, the refreshes last year on the United cards weren't particularly, like, fantastic. The JSX
Yeah.
credit is still weird. The rideshare credit is fine, and United stepped into the void with Lyft where it was previously Delta because Delta left Rift for, Uber.
Hmm.
But, like, I don't know what's next. Some things that could be interesting would be, further integrating with Chase in some form or fashion.
Hmm.
What that would be, I don't know. Like, could they do please tell Chase that they they have to have a 2%
They
thing?
they will. It's going to be called the Apple Card.
Yeah. It
Be-
just won't earn ultimate rewards.
we're gonna talk about that in a minute, and I think I figured out what they're doing with one of the changes they just made.
Ooh. Um, one thing I would like to see, I know this is basically impossible, right? I understand this is basically impossible. But one thing I would like to see is them add lounge access into the United clubs on the Sapphire Reserve if you're flying United and only United. Right now, the Maple Leaf Lounge access is if you're flying Air Canada or any Star Alliance partner
Hmm.
on your flight. This would just be you're only flying United. And if you've got status, then like you won't get bumped out. But
Yeah.
I think you're going to start seeing some passes into the United Club. They could probably get away with 10, like the Platinum does. Now, if Chase wants to one up, they would do 20. Um, I know that United clubs can get very crowded very quickly. I hear you. I know. But if Chase wants to meet Amex where they are, and if if United wants to meet Delta where they are, I don't know why I'm confusing these two things. Um, there's some sort of copy, there's some sort of steal, right? Good artists copy, great artists steal. You steal the concept, you don't just copy the concept.
Right.
Um, Stealing the concept would be, you have takeoff 15 to start, and then 1K flyers would get that 25% discount
Hmm.
on points booking. Um, that would be better. That would be a bigger win for your 1K members, for your platinum members, for your um, gold members. I wouldn't be surprised. Another thing that you could possibly see is if you are a Sapphire Reserve holder, one thing that they could do in integrating United and the Sapphire Reserve a little bit more would be one of the 75K bonuses. Like one of the 75K bonuses would be United Silver.
Yeah, I could say
Um,
that.
yes.
Um,
Although Vincent, I want to also have my own channel merch, so I might keep that one for me. I'm all fine with I live my life $500 at a time. Help me being a stack your points thing.
you
Uh,
specifically told me to make that shirt. I want to
yes,
be clear.
yes.
Um, but Matt, to have a merch store, you have to do the things to have a merch store, and that requires some things, um, like setting things up.
I
Uh,
was looking at it today.
it's fun. To go back to Keith's point, I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna integrate the Apple high yield savings account as part of the transition
Mhm,
because they just said you basically can't cash out your points if you don't have a
mhm,
Chase account. If the
mhm,
Apple Card brings their accounts over and everybody can get a high yield savings account if you hold the Apple Card, and I think you're gonna have to hold the Apple Card, right?
mhm.
But if you can now deposit into that account, it's like you know how you have to have a Sapphire to transfer points out? You're
Yep,
gonna have to have an Apple Card to have the high yield savings account. And I
yep.
think that's why they just made the change. Um, I think that's part of the reason they just made the change, that you can't cash out into a non-Chase account.
Chase starting a HISA specifically for the Apple Card makes a lot of sense. I don't know that starting it in March. So, like when they first announced that the Apple Card was coming to Chase, one of the things I said was like the 24-month timeline feels really long, like almost unnecessarily long. This is coming into effect in March.
We've got an unsubstantiated rumor, Matt, live and in Hyatt.
Huh? Donde?
Hold on. Go to Find Online in the
I don't know.
Discord. We need to talk about this.
Oh,
boy.
Hello. Hello, sir.
Keith, we're gonna come back to this. This is some breaking news.
Jizz, hold on. Let me close our profile and let me get this up on my profile. And that is not the screen I wanted that on. Thank you very much. I was going to screen share my fantasy team, but we're not going to do that just yet.
You might want to go live on your channel. Talk about the.
Can I do that? View on YouTube. Do edit, remove, edit. Yes. On mine. Hold on.
Because we now have a Chase Park Hyatt premium card.
Rumor. Live. Okay, so we're gonna save the changes and. Oh no! Monetize that sucker.
Hold everybody! I promise. We're gonna talk about this in a second.
Hey Kevin, dumb question.
This is legitimately a very good, good thing to talk about.
Kevin, my sales tax is 1% lower than yours, but that ain't much.
Yeah, mine is pretty high up.
Hello, folks, and welcome to my live as well.
Make it bigger, please.
I'm sure gonna try. Hold on. So we've got an unsubstantiated rumor, this coming from Doctor of Credit. New Chase Park Hyatt card, $7.95 annual fee, category 9 and 10 properties, and more. File this under unsubstantiated rumors that I can see being true, but an anonymous Reddit user just made a post on the Hyatt subreddit regarding some major changes to the program. Chase Park Hyatt premium card, $795 annual fee, 100,000 point sign-up bonus, automatic Explorer status. Yes. I was just joking the other night with like somebody at a Hyatt Place about like, let's keep going. Automatic Explorer status, annual category 1 to 5 certificate. Feels weak, whatever. Let's keep going. 20 qualifying nights deposited at the start of the year. So that keeps that gives you your first milestone. 10 qualifying nights for every $15,000 in spend. Earn Globalist with an additional 20 qualifying nights. Important distinction. Globalist earned through the card will function similarly to a corporate status match. Members receive full tier benefits, but milestone rewards such as confirmed suite upgrade awards and My Hyatt Concierge will not trigger until 60 qualifying nights are actually earned through stays and spend. $400 in Hyatt statement credits, $200 twice annually. Chase Sapphire and Priority Pass Lounge access. Cool. Earning rates would be as follows: 10x at Hyatt, 3x at dining, and 3x airline bookings. Category changes. Introduction of new category 9 and 10 properties. Awesome. Category 9 would be 50,000 points per night, standard pricing. Category 10, 60,000 points per night, standard pricing. Very few properties will be 9 and 10 at launch. Possibly only category 10 property would be the Park Hyatt Kyoto at launch, and most aggressive and most category 9 will be Park Hyatt. Free night certificate will be upgraded, e.g. 1 to 4 becomes 1 to 5. Ability to top off certificates will be formalized. Explorers will be able to top off a 1 to 5 certificate to a category 7 property. Globalists will be able to top off a 1 to 5 or 1 to 8 certificate at any property. Amount charged for topping off a certificate will be based on the standard redemption rate. Introduction of Super Peak for selective service properties, cap of 10 Super Peak nights per property per calendar year. Instead of traditional peak award bands. Pricing during those windows will be tied to a fixed 1.5 cent per point floor until it reaches the peak pricing of 2 category higher than the hotel's assigned category. Not great. Example, if a category 3 Hyatt place is retailing at $450 during a major event, redemption pricing would float to 23,000 points, which reflects category 5 peak pricing and remains below what a strict 1.5 cent per point calculation would otherwise produce. Our verdict: Chase has sent out a survey regarding a premium Hyatt card before, but that was with a much lower annual fee than this. Recently, it was announced that Chase and Hyatt would be launching more cards. March is generally when award category changes from Hyatt are made as well. The timing aligns, but obviously anybody that was going to go to the trouble of making something like this up would normally try to make it believable as well. I suspect that if this is true, the leaks are coming from Hyatt rather than Chase. In any case, I really enjoy wildly speculating on things that might not even be real.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So, would I pay $795, another $795 for this card?
I don't know, Matt. Would you pay another $799 for this card?
I don't know. So let's go back here. 100,000 point sign up bonus is going to be awesome. That's probably going to be what, $10,000 in spend in 3 or 6 months.
Maybe a tiered. I could see it being a total of 100,000 and have it be tiered.
Don't you put that out there, Ricky Bobby.
I'm not
don't
saying
you put,
that's what I
don't
want.
you put that don't you do that, Ricky Bobby.
I'm not saying I want it.
I don't think the list of card benefits credits is complete in the age of coupons, which Chase seems to have subscribed to. This doesn't even seem fully fleshed out.
So
Yeah.
With co-brands, they're different, right? Like co-brands with Chase are treated differently than like the Sapphire is.
Oh, I can tell you this much right now. This motherfucker right here is going to have a dash pass, and it's going to have like $10 or $25 in dash pass.
I do appreciate they kept the 3x dining. They went full Chase, and they're like, we're gonna have 3x dining for you.
Dong, here's the thing: they're never gonna put this Globalist on a card. Not even at $795 annual fee. Like, if you want Globalist on your card every year, they're going to put
it'll be 1 kidney a year.
The card would definitely have a comma, in my opinion. Keith, I think I might go after IHG Diamond status. This is going to wash out the Globalist and Hyatt benefits. I don't know if it's going to go that far, but depends on how much spend it comes with. I may get some kind of health partner promos. Yep, they have a strong relationship with Peloton, so I could see that. Can tell, as is speculated, that card isn't for me. Yep, that's fair. Chad is saying this is an extremely unsubstantiated rumor. I'm just saying. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. Chase follows up with, this is an extremely specific unsubstantiated rumor. So here's the thing. A couple of days ago, was it a couple of days ago? Was it last week? When did I do this? Hang on. Speculation station. When did I post this? I did a speculation station on February 12th. So exactly 1 week ago. Speculation station. Hyatt's DoorDash promo might be hinting at something bigger, because the DoorDash promo runs explicitly through, okay, so it says April 22nd.
Yeah.
That I did this. So I would not be surprised that this card will come out after the award category change, right? And that this is potentially one card that we're going to see. I think we're going to see more than one card now, because there is also the mention here that, Chase has sent out a survey, much higher annual fee. Recently, it was announced that Chase and Hyatt would be launching more cards. So what is the setup for other hotel chains? You've got a relatively high annual fee Halo card. You have the Hilton Aspire. You have the Marriott Brilliant. You don't have one with IHG. I guess one is coming sooner than later. You could have this from Hyatt, but those cards have high annual fees. The Aspire used to have priority pass access, but they decided when they did the refresh on that one, no, let's not do that. Yeah, $7.95 for a category 1 to 5 night, not impressed, but you will have the ability to top it up based on your status. So there is that.
And it also depends
Um,
on how much status means to you specifically, because
yes.
this is a much easier way to get globalist than anything else.
Keith, I don't think they're going that far. Like, they're keeping the award chart. The award chart is what
Yeah.
differentiates them from Hilton. 1000%.
Like, Hyatt is the only major of the major four with an award chart like this. Like,
Yes.
they're different. IHG, Marriott, and Hilton have the ability to just be fully dynamic. Hyatt
Yes.
doesn't do that. I think it's a win if you're a Hyatt fan that, yes, they're adding 2 new categories, but they're probably places that most people weren't staying anyway. So it's better they add 2 at the top than get rid of the award chart.
Yeah. YouTube experiment. Yeah. The unsubstantiated rumor, new Chase Park Hyatt card. And how does the status top off work? So this is from the right up here. Category changes. Ability to top off certificates will be formalized. Explorers will be able to top off a 1 to 5 certificate to a category 7 property. Globalists will be able to top off a 1 to 5 or 1 to 8 certificate to any property. So that 1 to 5 certificate that they give you every year, you can jump up to a category 7.
Right. And I think that's partly why the sign-up bonus is what it is
Yeah.
because they know if you are gonna hit globalist and don't wanna stay at a 1 to 5, you can just top it up.
Yeah.
Um,
They're
it
also capping their globalist capability, like the globalist possibilities of this card. Like this card will not get you
get you globalist light.
globalist light, and it might get you your first guest of honor award, but it's not going to get you everything that globalist gets you organically.
Yeah. Which I think is smart. But to this point, Keith, would you rather them go fully dynamic or would you rather they add a couple of categories? Like I'm asking because I am not a Hyatt person, right? But it seems like if I was a Hyatt person, I rather them add categories at the very top end, move a couple of their properties or a couple of types of properties to those categories and keep the awards chart. Like I rather that if Hyatt and that value prop was what I wanted versus them go fully dynamic. Because if they go fully dynamic, then a lot of the value prop of Hyatt is just gone. I think you're muted, Matt.
I am. I double muted. Uh, so yeah, it sounds fishy. It sounds kind of legit. I don't think that this is the only card we're going to see.
No.
$100. Oh, geez. If you talk to globalists, they aren't happy about the guest of honor and SUA that are transferable because it's been much more difficult to get upgrades now since SUA are shared with regular hotel goers. Maybe part of Hyatt launching this card is going to be shutting that down.
It's also like I understand that status matters, right? Like I have status in a bunch of different programs. But like if the only reason you want status is so you get those perks that are literally explicitly if available, then you're going to have a bad time. Like whether you're entitled to them or not, you're just going to have a bad time. Because if you go to a hotel and there's a bunch of people with a higher status than you, it doesn't matter how they got that status. It matters that you are SOL.
If true, every Hyatt fan and CSR holder will get rid of the CSR and get the Hyatt card. Well, I'm sure that they're going to add more stuff onto the CSR, for sure. But certainly possible.
I excuse me. I don't think that Apple will go for an annual fee card. I don't think it's a Chase thing. I think it's an Apple thing. I don't think they'll
No,
go for an
he's
annual fee card.
asking about a $100
Oh,
annual Apple credit.
sorry. I read that and my brain went in a different way. I could see an Apple credit. Yes, sorry. I misread.
I could see Apple credits on, like, I
A
have
lot
a
of
wish
cards.
list of Apple credits for sure. This card for sure would probably get like a $100 Apple credit.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Matt, stop playing with my side panel.
You realize it was yours. This just doesn't seem like worth 8x the $95 World of Hyatt card. Chase needs to figure out these differentials between their $95 annual fee and $7.95 annual fee cards if they're going to compete with Amex. Yeah, the differentials would be there's room for another card.
The differentials also might be the $95 card changes.
Yeah, to 150. What is different CDs versus HISA if I don't care about money right now? So CDs, you'll get a higher APY. That's your yield that you're going to get on the amount of money. It's based on yearly, but you lock it up for a certain amount of money for a certain amount of time. So you could do, if you do a 6% APY, 6% APY CD for 6 months, you're going to make a 3% return because it's based off of the annual APY and the amount of money that you put in. So if you put $100 into a 6% a 6% CD that has a 3-month term, you're going to make $103. CDs, you cannot take the money out without incurring a penalty. High yield savings accounts, you can take your money out whenever, and they're just a higher yield on a yearly basis. But CDs will have higher APYs than HISAs because they are going to be set and locked in for 3, 6, 12, 18, however long you want the CD to be for. If you don't care about money right now, a CD will have a higher return. However, you cannot take that money out without incurring a penalty before the set term that you agreed to.
And what sometimes that penalty is more than what you have just made off of the thing, depending on
Yes.
when you take it out. So something to keep in mind. Like, look, I understand if you're a globalist, Keith, how this isn't fun for you, but the program was always going to change. At least they didn't put globalists on the card.
And they're gonna, like, they've got to, I'm sure they realize that there's a black market problem, and it's rather it's not conspicuous that, folks haven't mentioned the black market problem with Hyatt on YouTube, because it's like they finally learned, maybe some of them have learned their lesson. But it's across Reddit. Like, they're aware that they should be aware that they have a black market issue, and they can shut down the black market. Not in the game long, but only transferred and redeemed to Hyatt and one edit property in Montreal so far. This card would be one and done for me. Yeah, it's a strong earner for sure. I mean, the only question would be, like, are airlines a thing for you? Because if just hotels are a thing for you and just Hyatt is a thing for you, this could probably very easily be one and done.
And it's 3 extra airline bookings. So if it's something where you don't want to have to think about it, that works pretty well.
Feels like if everyone's a globalist, then no one is. At least you still have breakfast and no resort fees. Yeah. Again, like, there will probably, like, we'll see.
You also, I think one important thing goes back to, like, the globalist junior of, like, they're not really giving you full globalist without the 60 nights. Like, I do think that is an important distinction of, if you super care about the perks of globalist, you're still going to save the same number of nights. You might just get some of those benefits early.
Yeah, and you only have to save 40 nights a year to stay globalist.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how much you can try. You can add them on social media.
Send a secure message. There's u/chase on Reddit. There is social media. There is your secure message. There is, just call the number on the back of your Sapphire Reserve and just be like, yo, if you guys are going to launch this Park Hyatt card, don't. I don't think it like.
I mean, I think this card would be much differently, much differently received than the Sapphire Reserve.
Yes. Like folks won't say that the sky is falling. They're going to say finally a World of Hyatt card, finally a premium World of Hyatt card that is leaps and bounds better than the $95 annual fee card. Yeah, you're only getting Explorers, but we wanted it to only get Explorers. We never wanted a card that came out with just Globalist because Globalist is too valuable. I don't know how this nerfs Globalist to the point that
it's 29. Like, you still have to stay for almost 3 full weeks.
You still got to stay 40 nights to get organic Globalist.
Yeah, but to earn Globalist, it's 20 nights. So you still have to stay 20 nights after getting the card. It's not just like they're handing you, like, it is a fast pass, but it's not like instant gratification.
No.
You don't get all the benefits, though. I mean, you're right. You don't. It's the tier benefits, but like, okay, you still got to stay 20 nights, Keith. I understand it's easier, but it.
For the amount of spend to get watered down Globalist, the IHG Diamond benefit at 75K, along with the other 75K benefits on reserve, isn't. Yeah, I mean, you're getting what, 10 nights per 10 qualifying nights for every 15,000 in spend. That's better than the business card because the business card is 5 nights for every $10,000 in spend. So you're getting twice as many nights for only a third more spend. There will be a business version of this card, I'm sure.
Yeah.
The 1 to 5, like, everybody's gonna complain about the 1 to 5 certificate, but you can turn the 1 to 5 into a category 7, so that will take down the annual fee for sure. And if you hit Globalist, you're going to turn that 1 to 5 into a certificate at any property, which will easily offset the annual fee. And amount charged for topping off a certificate will be based on the standard redemption rate. So there's that. They're also going to introduce Super Peak will be a pain because Super Peak will be the beginning of dynamic pricing, but they're years away from introducing dynamic pricing.
It does not
we don't
say. So if you spend $30,000 to get the 20 qualifying nights, you could spend $30,000.
Yeah.
Again, $30,000, like, you can do it, but that's not like a free night certificate on a Hilton card. Like, 30,000 is a chunk of change.
Oh, nice. YouTube, where'd you go? Because I picked up gift cards at the big Italian restaurant, one of the Italian restaurants. And in June, I'll probably buy one for Andian because I want to go get the Vietnamese food, although it's not particularly well rated, so probably somewhere else.
That's great you were able to use it, though.
Yeah.
I think I just did that one. Yeah, I mean, there's also that. I don't think that's why this is coming out, though.
No.
Here's the problem with Hyatt, right? People who are hardcore into Hyatt don't want changes because they don't want anything diluted. The problem is there are not enough people who are hardcore into Hyatt that are spending money in the way Hyatt needs them to spend money or wants them to spend money. Like, this will get people to spend money through the Hyatt card. Because you have to spend $30,000 through this card.
And that's only for Globalist Light.
And that's for Globalist Light. Like, you have to do 45,000. I'm not actually, no, not even 45,000.
60,000.
60,000. I'm looking at too many numbers at the same time. You have to do 60,000 to get full Globalist. Like, that is a chunk of change. Okay, But a lot of people don't have 30,000. A lot of people who play this game don't have 30,000 to just go out and blow on a credit card.
Oh
Like,
yeah, no, there's going to be the whales in this game who are going to turn to this card and be like, "Oh, I can always get high as a globalist if I spend $30,000 a year." There's going to be people who have it. There's going
yeah,
to be people who have it on the business side.
there absolutely will be. But
Yeah,
that number is relatively small to the overall people who are even going to get this card, much less the general credit card population. Because you can also get Globalist, but if you don't actually do anything with Globalist, it's not going to matter.
yep. Again, there are ways in which you can
Sure,
just
but
buy globalist for $1,000.
yeah, like the thing is, they can't do everything because some people commit fraud. Like
Yeah,
they should protect against it. Also, so here's a thing that I want to talk to you about, Matt. I wasn't planning on this, but it's a good time for it, right?
here we are.
We have seen a lot more companies embrace L3 data.
Yep,
Like a lot more companies are embracing L3 data. I think by the end of the year,
we're
there
gonna
is
stop.
going to be a bloodbath for people who do, let's say, alternative spending patterns.
Mm-hmm.
Because with L1 and L2 data, you're really not getting a ton,
No,
right?
and yes, it would be cheaper to mattress run. Sorry.
No, it's fine. But if you're getting L3 data, all of a sudden you can see exactly what people are buying when
Mm-hmm.
they use the online grocery category that you won't give them a full grocery category for, right? Like you
Mm-hmm.
can see what they're doing. I have a feeling, and yes, there have been ways before this, but it is becoming much more ubiquitous, right? More banks are getting it, more things are happening. I have a feeling by the end of the year there's going to be a true bloodbath across all of the major credit card issuers. Like, and their Amex seems to be the most willing with the Rat Squad to just be done. Bill is now with a company that is very happy to shut people down for gift cards,
Mm-hmm.
in cardless. So I do think that we're going to see a lot of ways in which typical concerns around alternative spending patterns are minimized going forward. I think this year is going to be a year of a lot of changes in credit cards without a lot of changing credit cards.
Yeah, so I think Chase is going to dive into L3 data. Cardless is going to use L3 data. Built uses L3 data on the Walgreens side of things. Like they explicitly said when they launched that partnership, like we're using L3 data
Mhm.
and we're going to make sure that gift cards aren't a thing that you use. So, um, like they've had access to the L3 data and they've let a lot of things slide for the longest time. And I would imagine that if Chase and Hyatt are really, really concerned in any way, shape, or form of, purchasing manipulation, Chase has L3 data. They could choose to turn it on and say that, we've always reserved the right to shut you down at any point, and they
Mhm.
will do shutdowns.
Yeah.
Um, they could explicitly say that, gift card purchases will not count toward this spend. Oh, well, how do you know that I'm doing gift card purchases? They know. They've always known. They don't care at the moment because like they would rather get the interchange fee. But if it's going to materially affect their relationship with one of their long-standing transfer partners, literally the only transfer partner that people are like that people say is worth putting up with Chase with for right now and shouldering the burden of holding a Chase card all of a sudden, they're going to do what they will do to preserve that relationship.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to spend on the card if game a full lifetime globalist at a certain spend. So getting full lifetime globalist is going to be tricky because the only real ways to get full lifetime Globalist is like 1,000,000 qualifying points, and the only way to get qualifying points is cash stays at Hyatt's.
Yeah.
I don't know, built-in cardless. I'm wondering how long, or rather short, this partnership will last. It's going to be on the fact that cardless can't sustain it. Do you think 10x at Hyatt includes the base 5x everyone gets? So I would assume that it's going to be 10x bonus for Hyatt. So Hyatt does it a little bit. Hyatt does it annoyingly. There is qualifying points for status, and then there's your bonus or like base points. Your base points can be used for redeeming points for stays. I think the 10x bonus will be on that, and then you'll get the 5x for your base points. So it'll be like 15, but they're not going to call it 15. They're actually going to structure it the way that every other company does it.
Yeah.
With Chase and American Express.
So yes, you can, but it is also getting harder to do the masking.
And they may just shut you down for doing, hey, SJDP, thank you so much for that. And they could just say that you're using a third-party system, that third-party payment system, since they don't trust it. They're just going to, not count your spend.
Yeah, like there's a lot in those. There's a lot in the terms that they can shut you down for that they don't. And if they wanted to, they can now.
Yep. There's one card that they don't really care about that I would tread lightly. It would be justified as real business. It can be justified as real business. Yeah, and like the rules for an ink cash would be different than the rules for a Park Hyatt card.
Yeah.
Gardening right now for the regular Hyatt premium card is not convincing. And that's fair. And there could still be room for a mid-tier card.
It's Hyatt. It's not quite dynamicism, but it is Hyatt.
So, Sleepy Rod, you're late. What are we mad about today? We're not mad about anything. There is a rumor that hit Doctor of Credit about a new Chase Park Hyatt credit card that would be effectively Hyatt's version of the Sapphire Reserve. It would come with a $7.95 annual fee. It would have a 100,000 point welcome offer. It would give you a category 1 to 5 that could get bumped up to a category 7 based on the status that the card gives you. It would come with Explorer status, category 1 to 5 that you could bump up to a category 7 free night award certificate. You can get 20 nights just holding the card, an additional 10 nights for every $15,000 in spend. I'm doing this off the top of my head, even though like
you're correct so far.
Tab is right there. You would get 20 nights, the ability to buy 10 nights for $15,000 in spend. They're also potentially introducing categories 9 and 10. These would be like Park Hyatts around the world that would probably start off as category 9s and 10s. Think the Park Hyatt Kyoto, the Park Hyatt New York, the Park Hyatt. I don't remember where else the other big Park Hyatts are. I'm just going off of those two right now. I know that there's one in Utah and one, I believe, somewhere in Europe, but regardless, there's also going to be super peak pricing, which would guarantee you a floor of a 1.5 cent per point redemption, but there would also like be dependent on what things look like. And so there's that. Other facets of the card, it would come with 10x earnings at Hyatt, 3 times dining, 3 times international flights. I'm
direct airline bookings, to be specific.
Direct airline bookings.
And Keith, I understand this. They can also get the L3 data off of the payment processor. Like, that is access they have.
Oh, Verdome in Paris. Okay.
Every 15K in spend gets 10 nights.
Yeah.
So right now they're adding 2 new categories that I think is preventing them from going, or keeping them from not having to go dynamic.
Yeah. Not to be this guy, but are there already too many people at Chase lounges, even with the CSR issues? There are, and Chase very much needs to add more Sapphire lounges. Here, they need to add significantly more Sapphire lounges. I'm not going to argue that in any way, shape, or form, but you do want to if this is going to be a travel card, like Chase is under, like, it'll come with the same guest policies as they changed the Ritz card to, that the Sapphire Reserve already has. Like, it'll be, you know, access to the Sapphire Lounge for you and up to 2 guests, but nothing beyond that. Because I don't think they want to be in a position where, with their premium cards, with the exception of the United Club card, although based on today's stuff with Mileage Plus, I wouldn't be surprised to start seeing the United Mileage Plus card also gain access to the Sapphire Lounges and potentially also JetBlue Blue Houses in time. But yeah, it could be an issue, but they're always going to. I think what we're also going to see by the end of the year, and probably in the next 6 months, is Chase is always going to default to, if you hold the Sapphire Reserve or the JP Morgan Reserve and you're trying to get into the Sapphire Lounge with those cards will take precedent over the Park Hyatt, the rumored Park Hyatt card, and the if they add the United Club Infinite or the Ritz card. Is Chase preparing to lose Marriott? That agreement is not for another 2 years. I think Chase is putting themselves in the best position to have leverage where, you know, they can use, where Marriott and Amex don't get to dictate the terms necessarily. So Chase can walk away if they need to. And right now, my read on that situation has been Marriott wants to go to American Express in the worst way possible. And, you know, they don't want to do anything with Chase going forward. Philadelphia Lounge, just about the biggest one that was packed earlier this week. Don't start handing out access to every co-brand. I don't think they're going to hand out access to every co-brand, but I do think that they're going to add okay, so the 1.5x is just a floor for their super peak pricing. We don't know what the floor would be with this card with Palladium. And again, I don't know how much longer the Hyatt's going to be with Built.
They just need to be with Bill for as long as it takes for my sub to be delivered to me so I can move those points out. They can be gone the next day. That's fine.
Yeah. Arn says DFW, LAX, and SFO maybe for new CSR lounges. I could hope one at ORD in the expansion, and Houston with its expansion. I could certainly hope for those. I hope that they add one at Terminal 6 at JFK. I hope that they add one at New Terminal 1 at JFK, although I think although I think all of the lounge space at New Terminal 1 is accounted for. ORD is a place to look at. IAH is a place to look at. I assume that Austin Bergstrom is going to get one. And I think that where's the other? If Chase was cheeky and there was availability for it, I would say that they should look at SeaTac just to get like more places along the West Coast. The other place that I would focus on if I was Chase would be Phoenix, and get the Sapphire Reserve card holders into whatever Southwest lounges get activated. If Chase continues to add partners, they can drop Priority Pass. Potentially.
I mean, Amex has partners and like the biggest of the credit card lounge networks, and they still have Priority Pass.
Yeah. Club would be interesting with Sapphire access to match Delta and Amex. Yeah, I think they could add reciprocal, and they could do it in just the same way. Like, you steal the concept and you make it better. So stealing the concept would be the Sapphire Reserve doesn't get 10 passes into the United Clubs. It would get 20 passes into the United Clubs. And as long as you're flying United, and as long as your boarding pass for that day is United, you can go into the Sapphire Reserve Lounge. Whereas, like, if you're flying United, or I think any Star Alliance partner, you can get into the United Clubs. I wouldn't extend below the club Ritz and this Hyatt card. It's not like they would allow it on the Southwest Priority card. No. There is going to be a higher tier IHG card. So the only cards that I could imagine that will get access to the Sapphire Lounges, like, going forward, would be potentially United Infinite, the Club Infinite, potentially. I'll say that, but you have to be flying United to get access. Like, copy and steal from Delta, and that's what Delta does currently. The Ritz is pre-established. For however much longer the Ritz is a card that is issued by Chase and serviced by Chase, yes, the Ritz would be a card. This Park Hyatt card would be number 3, and then an IHG card would be number 4.
Yeah.
And then drop priority faster
That
access.
that makes more sense.
Yes, they absolutely have to do that, and they need to do that yesterday.
I would like an Amex launch there because I would like to go there.
Yeah, that's fair. There is a certain, so it's not going to be at the same extent as
It's
I
not
don't think it's gonna
Diamond
be,
with Hilton where
yes,
you can just get a card and you have Diamond.
yes. There is work that you still have to do work with that card. It is not your buying top flight status. Like the problem that Marriott and Hilton have and have had with upgrades and everything in their system, and why they show like how many people at each status level are staying in the hotel that night. Well, that's a Marriott specific problem, is because they put their highest available status on a card for $500 to $700.
Okay, I have a question, Matt. And again, I am not a Hyatt person, right? But I have a question.
Yeah,
Is it possible? So right now they have member, discoverist, explorist, globalist. They have lifetime globalist, but that's
that's
sort
a
of
different. Yeah,
that's a different beast. Hilton just introduced a new tier, Diamond Reserve, right?
yeah.
Is it possible that when this card launches, there's going to be something above globalist that you can now not access, like you can't access it on this path, right? Like you can hit globalist using this path. You can't hit, like it's a sandbox, right? Like it's, I don't know what they would use, but it's above globalist. So it preserves the people who are road warrior, it preserves the people who are doing a lot of stay with them. It preserves the, like, there's more words that say guaranteed and less that say if available, right? Like, do you think they might go to a model like that, introduce that new tier that takes away some of the sting of the globalist? I don't know Hyatt well enough to answer that the way I could for other programs.
So could they? Yes, but like,
because they only have really 3 tiers that aren't member.
yeah, it's discoverist, it's explorist, and it's globalist. You can currently spend $120,000 ish to hit globalist today. They have a higher tier, but I think you have to own a Hyatt ticket. Yeah, there is a special, like, for
I am
the,
right. I'm not talking about the Centurion of
yeah,
access.
we're not talking Marriott Cobalt here.
Yeah.
I believe that they could put something in, but like part of the way that a lot of folks get to globalist is like stacking the cards, the business and the personal. So that gets you 10 nights, and then you have to do another 50 nights. But like 50 nights in a program that you like and has an award chart, a predictable award chart, and you can mattress run with no problem. Like they haven't had problems getting globalists to sign up. I wouldn't be surprised if the number of globalists that they have right now is more than fine, and they could, I like the sound of globalist reserve. They could institute a globalist reserve. The question would be like, what are the grounds to get it? Because the
They
only
could
way that you could do that is
they could
going
do it with a
faster
stack.
and diamond.
So it could be
Yeah,
a thing where you can't, you can stack the cards so you can get what, 30 nights if you get all 3 cards.
yeah,
So you can get your 30 nights, but basically you have to stay another 50 or 60 after that. Like it is
yeah.
only based on stays. It is not based on spend. Like it wouldn't be that hard to put it through.
In theory, if Hyatt drops built, then Chase wouldn't be pressured to raise the CFU to 2%. The CFU at 1.5 is what is hot dog water. The bill plating is 2x, is my 2x Hyatt everyday spend right now. I push significant money. I don't think. I think Chase could still update the Freedom Unlimited to 2% regardless of Hyatt
I think
dropping built. I think they have to do it regardless because the state of their cards is not particularly compelling when matched up against City and AA, when matched up against Amex. Amex doesn't have a consumer 2x card, but they give out the Blue Business Plus like candy, and that's a 2x card for up to 50K in spend. Like they still have to be competitive, and if Hyatt is going to add 2 more categories, they have to have a base level card that has a higher floor to keep up with that. I know you don't have an equivalent tier 2 ambassador or diamond reserve that requires cash days. And it's not cash days, it's spend at those properties and in that ecosystem. Like they could add like a globalist reserve or globalist select or something like that would be 100 nights and $50,000 in spend at Hyatt's. I'm a globalist now, so to get 20 EQN plus 2 QA EQN at 15K is awesome. Only 30 additional nights needed to 60, plus lounge access and $400 Hyatt credit makes this a no-brainer for me. Sign me up. And Turtle Trade, that's certainly valid. I would assume nights and spend like Hyatt Hilton Reserve, something about 18K per year spent at actual hotel. Yeah, they could do 18, they could do 23, they could do 25, they could do whatever the hell Marriott introduced with Ambassador Plus One, where that's 40K.
Yeah. But I could see them going to put a higher status on, because that way, if you truly stay at Hyatt enough to where globalist is quote not enough for you anymore, it would allow them to have a rebuttal to you're just making globalist worse.
Yes. And I'm sure that they could also introduce more milestone rewards and stuff like that for those who hit globalist organically or organically, and also shut down the gray market that is out there for suite upgrade awards and guest of honor awards, because those things are far cheaper than they should be. Any idea how signups for Palladium and Strata Elite are faring among the general population? Just wondering if there are high enough earners to sustain all these 500 plus cards. There are high earners to sustain them. I think that the welcome offers, so Palladium has had issues for sure.
Palladium has had issues.
Already.
I've had so many issues with the Palladium. I have 3 different numbers on the Built website of what I have spent.
Yeah.
Like, there are 3 different numbers. I know which one is right because I track all my spending, but there are 3 different numbers there. Most people that I know that had a Built card who went with the Palladium. Even the people who don't travel as much because they saw 2x and are like, sign me up. It seems to be split between Blue and Palladium more on Reddit. Also, like, and this is gonna sound weird, like, you don't have to be a super high earner to have a $500 credit card. Like, it's the subs can be a challenge, but the annual fee, if you're into points and miles, isn't usually the barrier, right? Like, that's not usually, and there are a lot of cards you can get that don't have 500, don't get me wrong. But if you want the Venture X, if you want the Palladium, if you want even the Sapphire Reserve or the Platinum, that's usually not the barrier to entry. Also, there's a lot of people who have the Platinum who use it as a 1x everything card. So, like, don't discount people who just get the card to get the card and they'll use the perks maybe, but they don't want 7 cards. Built is testing my patience. Once I pay my bill next month or the month after, because I still don't know when my statement is going to cut and when my payment's going to be due, also a thing, I will probably never use the card again except to do the hotel stays and stuff for the credits. Like, I won't do the $50 monthly thing, but I will probably do the $200 one.
Choice Diamond instead is pretty easy too. Once you have the $95 card, you only need 15 more nights to get Diamond. Yeah, and they also just introduced a whole new status above Diamond called Titanium.
Like,
that has like some really interesting features.
This is going to be a year where, like, your your ability to be a free agent, I think, is going to be really tested this year. And I don't mean you specifically, Matt. I know you are a bit of a free agent. I think you have like, and God, it's been so long since I've done like chemistry. Like you still have a bond with your partners. You just don't have a strong bond with your partners. Like you're you're not carbon, right? Carbon, from what I remember, has a strong bond with their partners. You're more like helium or hydrogen. Well, you're more like something at like five, right? You still got a bond, but if an electron goes flying off, oh well. But
Yeah.
like you still because you do have partners, you just don't have Lonnie and my level of commitment with those partners.
No, and one of my partners may get like bought in the next
So it yes and no. Like there's a lot of reasons that somebody might not be approved. That is one thing they can put on the letter. Um, you have to be able to get the $10,000 limit.
yeah.
Thank you. I again, it has been a very long time since I've taken anything in that chemistry field.
Yeah, I just pulled it up. It's covalent bonds versus ionic bonds. Ionic bonds are between metals and metals. Those are the strong ones for electrostatic attractions, and covalent bonds involve sharing of electrons between two non-metals, creating molecules with weaker intermolecular forces, lower melting points, and often lower polarity, like water.
Yeah, I do think so. Here's the interesting thing of all of this, right?
This week on Stack Your Chemistry.
Here's an idea for sure. Just stack yours with a blank spot.
Yes.
I that I might have to work on. Um anyway, yes, glad to have you here, Rewards Master.
Absolutely.
I think if you want to be a free agent, you're now being pushed to portals, right? If you want to be a free agent, the CSR is not a bad card if you're a free agent, right?
No.
Because you have the portal. Even if you're a free agent, the platinum's not a bad card because you have 5x through the
Direct booking.
Delta through the portal for Amex, right? Like the city card is not a bad card, like with their higher portal earnings, right? Even something like the Venture X. Are they my cup of tea? No. But if those airlines or if the hotel ecosystem can work, or you can just like do whatever with them, right? To be a free agent, you kind of now have to go portal, or you have to get the the $0 Hilton Honors card and a $0 like, you know what I mean? Like you either kind of have to play the game where you're getting mid to low level of everything just so you have that ability, or you're just getting sort of one or two of the mid to high end cards or many and playing that game. Like it seems like if you're a free agent who just wanted to free agent, you are having a harder time, and I think this year is going to make that hard. Like I think there are a couple things going on this year. I do think that is another one. The autograph journey and the autograph are fantastic cards if you either can use the partners, like if you're a JetBlue and a choice person, rock on. You'd be very, very happy.
Or
Or
cash
you
out.
want to cash it out for which I'm it'll be interesting if Wells Fargo does so Chase, Amex, Chase you can cash out to their banking account. US Bank you can cash out to their banking account. Amex is a cut either way. It's a
Wells
statement.
has always been in theirs.
So Wells you have to cash out to a Wells account.
Mm-hmm.
So like does anybody just cash out to whatever anymore of the major banks?
City, but don't be surprised for that to go away.
Yeah. So I think a lot of those little niceties, for lack of a better word, are are going to be the way of the dodo.
Yeah. Lost items from their cards. That's not great. But I
Honestly,
also don't think it's been a thing for too long.
also like a lot of things don't cover lost items, and it's not all of their cards, right? Like it is, I think it's what, anything below the gold. I know you did a video on this.
I don't remember.
I know the green was involved because I saw that and I'm like, hey, I
Yeah.
have that card. I get it. It is something they have taken away. But in the grand scheme of things, I also think it was probably an abuse vector. Lost item claims are one of the hardest claims to adjudicate, like for
Yep.
any company. So, because you're saying I had the thing and now I don't have the thing. I can't prove if Matt got on the podcast on Monday without wearing his hoodie,
Oh.
right? Like if you just don't have the hoodie on, right?
Yep.
And you said I lost it. How am I supposed to prove he didn't other than come to his house and ransack it? Right? Like proving or my watch, right? Like if I have insurance on this watch, if I go on vacation and call my insurance company when I get home and say, I don't know where my watch is, they're not going to come to my house and like go through my suitcase. Like, that's not how it works.
I
So,
would
like,
love to see the Rat Squad do that though.
right. But like, those claims are super, super hard. And I think the problem is this is what I think is exactly the problem is they're doing it as a goodwill gesture.
Yeah.
I don't think the big spenders are if you because here's the thing, you don't have to be a big spender to have a platinum card. Like you just
No.
got to pay the like if lost item protection is so important to you, $900 for that policy is actually not that bad of a deal on everything you purchase. Like as somebody who knows this world incredibly well, not a bad premium for that policy. Like if that is the thing that puts you over the edge, like $900 is cheaper than most policies you're going to get. So like, and I'm coming at it from that point of view when I say it's not a big deal they don't have loss item protection because they're incredibly hard to adjudicate. They also have to adjudicate them. That is manpower that they have to put forward.
Yeah. The chat reps at Amex are usually pretty forgiving, at least in my experience with lost items, made it easy, appealing to get big purchase protections on Amex cards for that protection. Yeah, and if you have I assume that if it's still available on the Platinum, like it's still going to be a thing, but like that is a way to mitigate some of their losses potentially. Like I joke about the Platinum being relatively like super easy to get, and it definitely is super easy to get, but a lot of folks who like get the Platinum as a status symbol have no idea that the loss protection is a thing on it. So like they can still keep it on the Platinum.
I'm trying to find the list. Hold on.
Also,
I found it.
Juan, any millennial doesn't have their marbles.
No. So cards that no longer protect lost items, green, Blue Business Plus, Delta Gold and Platinum, all Hilton cards except for Aspire, the Bonvoy card and the business and the Blue Cash Everyday and the Cash Magnet. So like if you have a gold card, it's still there. If you have the platinum, it's still there. If you have any of the higher end cards, it is still there. Um, like I think some of this is just people, some of it is just manpower, some of it is just people gaming things. Some of it is just they don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah. Does anyone have any links to databases of cardless shutting down account for gift card spend? Offhand, I don't. I'm aware that something like that has happened. What Cardless
Go
is
to
also
Reddit
known for?
and
Yeah,
type in cardless.
yeah. Cardless is also just known for shutting down their cards in the middle of the night because they're no longer interested in doing those cards.
Yes.
Which I think is more likely to happen with Built than like them doing massive shutdowns on gift card. I think they're just going to get tired of issuing the Built card one day. We don't want to. We're done.
Yeah. I don't I have spent a fair bit of time on the phone with actual customer service reps versus the chatbot that is wrong just so ever so much. Um they sound tired, y'all. Like They sound like they have had the worst several weeks of their professional lives.
because they weren't trained. Cardless and Built are companies of about the same size, and I'm speaking to, like, their corporate, um to just their corporate structures. They are
Yeah.
companies of about the same size. They did not take time to hire customer service. They did not take time to adequately cross-train customer service. They did not take time to effectively build anything useful with regard to customer service, and Built, has never focused on customer service. Like, they've
I also
eventually said, "We're gonna do right by you," but they have never focused on customer service.
I did get hung up on when I asked for a manager.
Yeah.
Like they straight up just hung up on me.
Yeah, exactly. One of those happens to be R squared. Um, no, my issue right now is I don't trust cardless, and I, like, just could
Also,
see
the
cardless
bank
giving up
that
in the middle of the night.
underwrites all of this is shockingly small.
Yeah. Yeah, because the autograph is a fantastic card.
The autograph is the one Wells Fargo card that I would have even if I would just use it as 3% cash back.
Yeah. Transit, dining, phone, streaming, entertainment, like, you get 4x on the attune with entertainment, but, like, the autograph is a fantastic card, and you can transfer your points 1 point to 1 point to any of their partners.
I don't care about that, but I still think it's a good card.
I care about that just so that, like, my choice points don't expire.
Just transfer your choice points somewhere else, Matt. Or, stay at a choice hotel. How many choice points do you have?
Not that many. Enough that, like, I could have let them expire and not really thought about it, but, like, it was the principle of the thing.
Sure. So Hilton has a high-end card, Marriott has a high-end card, IHG does not, Hyatt currently does not, they could.
Yep.
Is a high-end IHG card coming?
Yes. Because IHG, like, 2 years ago, IHG was saying that they wanted to get into they needed to get credit card spend to be more of a, margin maker for them.
Do you think they will give Diamond on the card? Because they have the ambassador program, which is different than status that I think is super interesting. Right?
Yes.
Like, a part of me wonders if they're almost going to do something like that, where you pay directly for them and can get diamond. Because right now you can get platinum just doing ambassador, and it's like
Yeah.
200, $300, something like that. For
225.
like, if they look at the internet, right, and you can buy status off of some shady places in some shady ways, like, if they look at that and are like, "Hey, give us $999 and we'll just give you diamond." Like, you'll get the cert for, like, the one night at an Intercontinental off, and,
I don't
like,
know that they need to go that high, but yeah, if they did,
you
like,
get
give us a
you
yeah.
get my point. Like, I'm just throwing it a number. The annual fee would be, but some people don't want a credit card. Like, not everybody wants a credit card for the thing, or maybe they can't get it because of their LOL over 24.
Yeah, it probably would come with diamond. I don't know what we're looking at, I don't know what you're looking at in terms of an annual fee
It's a truck.
um, for that high-end IHG card. I would assume that Chase, since Chase issues the IHG cards, Chase would be looking at something along the lines of 695 or 795 for that high-end card, for that high-end
Yeah.
number, for whatever that high-end card is, because the Sapphire Reserve is 795, the United Infinite card, United Club card is 695. This rumored Park Hyatt card is 795. An IHG high-end
How
card.
quickly am I going to upgrade my current IHG card when the new IHG card comes out?
Knowing you, instantly.
Yeah. I'm not getting a Chase card for like years. Like
Yeah.
I am not LOL over 24. I am LAMO over 2020 over 24. Um
Yeah. So it's certainly plausible that they would start a high-end card with diamond, and that's fine. Um, I don't think that they have a lifetime
I don't
style
think so.
thing, and I don't
The
think they have
ambassador
anything.
the idea of having the ambassador like having two flavors of ambassador, even if they
Mhm.
do a high-end card, I think is super interesting. Because you can get platinum off of the card, you can get platinum off of ambassador. Sort of is
Right.
what flavor do you want? Because you get the cert with it for the intercontinental stay.
Yeah.
Um, but I wish more companies had that program because I love it. Um, yeah, I love IHG is probably my number one hotel brand at this point.
Hmm.
Like just because my parents, who I am traveling with a lot this year, really love an intercontinental. Like, so not all of it is my choice, but yeah.
For a high-end card, they have upgraded me to diamond for about 325 net after points bonus the last few years. So they could come out with something over diamond for sure. And introduce that onto a high net card. Yeah. Um, sounds like we need a new RJ Live credit card application.
I
There's
would be
nothing to
able
apply for right now.
I wouldn't be able to like if I applied for it, they would just laugh. They wouldn't even hit my credit thing. They would just laugh. I would just upgrade the card I have. And as far as I'm aware, no, they do not have lifetime status.
Yeah. So they could introduce some sort of lifetime. Not that that would solve the issue at hand, but it would also help.
Because they have 20, 40, 60, and 100% for their points boost over silver, gold, platinum, and diamond. Like they could drop diamond to 80% and put a new or have it be like 120, like I think diamond is with uh Hilton. So there's ways to do it. I've been very happy with I've been very happy with IHG this year. And it's like it's not even the politics with Hilton. It's just IHG has fit more of the need. I still like Hilton as far as like the backup. I'm doing a day stay in San Diego because I need a hotel room for a certain number of hours because of when our plane leaves. And Hilton lets you do that directly on their website, which I appreciate. So I'm still using both, and I will always probably use both because Hilton's coverage. Um, but yeah, IHG has been clutch this year. Yeah, Southeast Asia is great for IHG hotels.
Yep.
But no, it's interesting how things are going. I'm AA cards I think are going to move to City and then get complete. I think they're going to the cards coming in. The what is it? The platinum is the lower one, and then there's the other one. I think those cards are going to get refreshed as soon as everybody's over. I don't necessarily think the platinum's getting refreshed until everybody's over.
With the platinum. Oh, the platinum AA card.
The City platinum card for AA.
Um, Probably not. But oh no, it's definitely not going to get refreshed until everybody's crossed over. But it's just going to be.
I didn't say
I
it was
don't
going to
know.
be a good refresh. I just said I don't think they'll do it until then.
Yeah. AA is so far behind the other two in terms of profits, in terms of like their credit card spend. Like they have to reinvent the game.
So
Their game.
here's a question, Matt. I
Yep.
got my AA card in July. I will
Yep.
be moving to City in April. Are they
Yep.
going to let me product change the card then, or am I going to have to wait until July?
I I
I
would
mean,
assume.
I'm going to try like the first week and be like, "Oh golly gee, can I have that nifty AT&T card?" But I don't know if they'll go for it.
Yeah. I would assume they will allow your product change when your annual fee comes due.
Probably.
Yeah.
I spend money at hotels.
Yep, the easiest way to spend money at hotels, especially with a co-brand. Um, That is the number one easiest way. If you are Team Hilton, or Team Marriott, no, Hilton, Marriott, IHG, and Choice all have reward network dining programs
Mhm.
using most of the same restaurants. Some of the dining programs may have more restaurants. Some of the dining programs may have fewer restaurants. Kind of depends across the board. But there is Marriott Eat Around Town, which is a base of 5 Marriott points per dollar on top of whatever your dining category of choice would be, like whatever your card of choice would be for that. So like the Bonvoy Brilliant, I want to say is 4x Marriott points on dining. There's other Marriott cards that have like 4x points on dining. So you could do that, put it in Marriott Eat Around Town, and get a base level of 9x points per dollar for those restaurants in Marriott Eat Around Town. There's also a VIP level, which would move you from 5 to 8 points per dollar. Hilton does the same thing. They have a base of 5, and they have a VIP level where like you eat at those restaurants 5 or 10 times, and it moves you from 5x to 8x. If you pair that with the Hilton Aspire, you would get up to a base of 12 and up to 15x Hilton points per dollar at those restaurants. If you use the Surpass, you would get a net of 14x for those restaurants. There is shopping portals as well. Marriott doesn't have a shopping portal that I'm aware of. Hilton, no, none of them have a shopping portal, I don't think. IHG
Mm.
might. I'm not aware. But if you're going shopping portals, Rakuten to American Express membership reward points to either Hilton or Marriott would be the easiest play there. You could also do Rakuten to Built to get those programs as well at a base of 1-to-1. Don't transfer your Built points to Hilton at 1-to-1. That's silly. But the other ways would be the dining program is number 1. Staying at the hotels is number 2. Welcome offers would be number 3. Rove Shopping Portal works great for transferring directly to Accor Live Limitless. Disclaimer, I moderate a Facebook group for Rove. It is called the Travel Deals with Rove Facebook group. They give me 5,000 points a month to moderate the group. It's mostly posting stuff and checking to see if there's any pending posts that shouldn't get posted, and approving pending posts. So disclaimer over. The Rove Shopping Portal is great if you want to transfer your points to Accor Live Limitless. That is currently their only hotel partner. They have a 1.5-to-1 or 3-to-2, the same rate as Built. They're supposedly adding more transfer partners potentially by the end of this month, but I've heard different things. I'm trying to see if I could get like a more secure thing, but I don't want to burn bridges. Like I have a really cool bridge at Rove. I don't want to burn it. I am such a Rove. RJ has said I should do the disclaimer kind of across the board. Customer
Here's the
support.
thing. If he does the disclaimer, no one can say he didn't do the disclaimer.
Yes. No one can say like I'm not an absolute chill. Customer support helping me fix an AA and Alaska booking recently. Sweet. They have been making more of a focus on customer service. I've thought about applying for a customer service position with them, but like I wouldn't make nearly as much as I make now. So that's a problem. Anyway, Rove also has the ability to book loyalty eligible bookings at a guaranteed 1.5 cent per point rate across the board. So if you find a loyalty eligible booking with IHG, Marriott, Hilton, Choice, Wyndham, Hyatt, I'm blanking on one. Oh, Best Western. You can guarantee yourself 1.5 cent per point, regardless of what that hotel chain does. It's counted as a cash booking with the hotel, so you will also gain all of your points with the hotel. If you do the points booking with them, or if you do a cash booking, a loyalty eligible stay gets you 5 times points with Rove, but you then do the booking with them, you pay at the hotel, and you can double dip however you see fit. Like if you have a Sapphire Reserve, you're going to get 4x ultimate reward points and whatever points from the hotel on top of the 5x Rove miles. If you have the Hilton Surpass or the Hilton Aspire, you're going to get 30 or 34x points per dollar on top of the 5x from Rove. I know that because I've done it successfully at Hilton multiple times. I burned my $50 credit at Hilton properties, and my Hilton points arrive toot sweet. My Rove miles take a little while, but
I
it's
think
fine.
here's the thing. I think if you're at all a free agent, again, portals, as I was talking about before, Rove is a portal, right? Like that's literally what they are. They're a great option. I like booking direct when I can. I also book through a portal. It's called Delta, also
Yeah.
Amex, right? So like I am full up on my portal allocation in the game. But if you are not a crazy Delta person like I am, like it's not a bad option at all. Honestly, I'm doing hard Delta this year. I'm gonna hit gold, might hit platinum. Who knows? Maybe in 2027 value props change. Like if Delta makes it harder to get status, then I don't I want status with Delta. I don't need status with Delta. Right? Like it's
Right.
that sort of thing. Then maybe I go to something like Rove. Like we'll see. I'm going to keep flying Delta though because, habit and planes and location.
Yes. I would 1000% work for Rove, but that's for personal reasons.
Everybody hates their job, Matt. That's unfortunately part of adulthood. Like
Uh,
I feel you.
I'm very disillusioned with my company's HR right now for not related to me reasons.
I feel that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. There are 65 of you. We're 2 hours in. Is there anything else you would like us to talk about this evening? That was some great timing. Diamond Rise, you were the one who posted it. Shout out, because that was fantastic timing this evening.
Thank you, Diamond Rise. I'm gonna have to record a video on this like at some point tonight and just be like, yo. I gotta go.
I mean, just clip the video we did, Matt.
Probably. Upcoming award night. Jesus Christ. This is insane. Release date on the card. 22222. Ooh. Oh, the broader directives are sorry, I've just clicked into the Reddit post that they referenced. The broader objectives are clear. Create pricing elasticity at the top of the portfolio without abandoning the award chart. Protect select service properties during major event compression. Deliver a true ultra premium credit card product aligned with Park Hyatt positioning. Preserve milestone integrity by keeping the most valuable benefits tied to meaningful engagement. That is the framework as it stands. With those objectives, this card would do a lot. I don't know. I feel like my biography is not like that fascinating, but
Matt, as a human being that has talked to you before about the life that you have had, I too would like a Matt biography video. You've done some interesting things.
When I was on campaigns, I should have done the points and miles thing much earlier in life. And when I was on campaigns, I probably could have racked up a lifetime status somewhere.
Oh yeah. Your Marriott silver that you cling to for dear life.
I buy Marriott gold, thank you very much. I think this post is sus. I don't think Chase wants a card to have the same annual fee as the CSR. They could make it $6.95.
Yeah.
The United Club is at $6.95. They can park this sucker right at $6.95. I don't think they have any objection to a card. They would have an objection to a card going above the Sapphire Reserve. And that's what led to the Sapphire Reserve going up over the top of the club card.
I don't actually think they would have a problem with the same annual fee. It might be a little lower, but I don't think they would have a problem with it. I agree. If it's above it, it's a problem. If it's equal with it, it's not. Especially for Hyatt.
And if this card is also going to get folks into the Sapphire lounges, like they want engagement in the Sapphire lounges, like obviously they want more spend through Sapphire Reserve cards for sure. But like if you're going to trade a Sapphire Reserve for this Park Hyatt card, Chase is still going to get the annual fee.
Yeah.
They're going to get less of the annual fee, but they're still going to get their annual fee. They're going to get their cut.
Yes.
Like I can't, like at this point, it seems likely that before they retire the Ritz card for good, the Ritz is going to go to $6.95.
Yes.
And they'll get leeway to do that on the next brilliant refresh, which I feel like is coming up sooner than later.
Yeah, I also think like this post might be crap. Like it might be.
Oh, probably.
But I don't think it's complete crap. There is a nugget in there that I think is probably somewhat correct.
Yep.
So, anything else you'd like to talk about, Matt? Because we hit something tonight.
That was unexpected. You know, it's always like like I kept looking throughout, hear me out, getting the B of A Flying Blue card. This is from Kevin Kelleher. Flying Blue Visa signature to fly Delta to go for status, and while having Chase as my primary transferable currency with Wells as a backup. What do you think? I don't hate that. If you can fly your way to Delta status and spend your way to status with Air France and status match to Delta, you're going to still earn 3x Flying Blue miles per dollar on Delta flights. That's an $89 annual fee. That's super, super compelling. You don't have to do a whole lot of work. You're not worried about Delta lounge access or anything like that, but you can spend your way up to a SkyTeam Elite status that I think works for domestic lounges. Potentially. I don't remember. Having Chase as your primary transferable currency with Wells as a backup, you get a good amount of, you can transfer both into Air France to bump up your Air France total. Hyatt becomes an option with Chase. I don't know what you're doing with the Wells necessarily, aside from throwing more, like just more points at JetBlue. I'm sorry, more points at Air France.
I think having a backup is not a bad idea, though.
No.
Just because, you know, how things are.
Yeah. I honestly don't hate this idea. Like, if this is something that viably works for you, go for it. Oh, Cesar Joel's joining us. Hey, Cesar, how are you? Cesar, at the beginning of my live, because I like hijacked the Stack Your Points live with mine, because we had some very important Hyatt news. If you go back to the very, very beginning, there's a rumor on a Park Hyatt card from Chase that will have a $7.95 annual fee and Explorer status if Hyatt is your jam. Although I know Hyatt's not necessarily your jam at this point.
So Flying Blue Gold can get you into the Sky Lounge if you're doing an international, cannot for domestic.
Oh yeah, Delta's a little bit weird on that one.
So,
but I think you can potentially go up to like whatever's above Flying Blue Gold. That might work, but I don't know offhand.
So a little bit of housekeeping news. We are now putting out on Wednesday the full show.
Yes.
You guys all asked for it. We are nothing if not people who listen. So we are putting out the full show on Wednesday. Thursday will be this live. As many hours as you can stand us, basically. Monday, we're going to start doing a shorter live. This will be before we record the episode. This will be for everyone. We do a pre-show and the live recording that Diamond members can access. This will be like, I'm saying a half an hour. It'll probably, I will put a cap on it at an hour. I will hit the button to end it if we go to an hour. Like it is that kind of show. We'll be doing that Mondays, 8:30 on Mondays. That will have a rotation. So Craig will be doing that. I will be doing that, and Matt, if Matt so chooses. Depends on the day, right? Like sometimes, because we record Mondays, sometimes we have things to do up until that recording time. Mm-hmm. So we'll be doing that. Tuesday, we're going to be trying to do some When I say scripted, I don't mean like skits. I mean like a video that drops that is in a theme. It won't be Speculation Station, but it will be that sort of thing, right? Like a serialized thing. So we'll be doing that. And then again, we hit around Wednesday is the show, Thursday is that live. So we will be trying to do that starting Monday. I'm telling you now because Monday we will be doing it. So I want you all prepared that there will be a live on Monday. So that should be very fun. We love doing the lives. We get great engagement from the lives. You guys seem to like them. But this is a very long live that covers a lot. Monday will be more contained and it will be more on a specific topic. We'll answer questions, we'll do things like that, but we will try to stick to one major topic instead of the Thursdays, which tend to be
free for all.
They tend to be a wide ranging discussion of ideas.
Yes.
So we're excited about that. Craig's life is lifing, so the Monday lives give him the ability to participate and to do a bunch of things without necessarily staying up till 2 in the morning.
Yeah. And Monday night recording will still be RJ, Lonnie, me. Don't know who else we may or may not get, but it is a 11 o'clock recording, so there'll be that.
Yeah, Lonnie's West Coast, so it's 8 his time, and he has dad stuff before then, so we're sort of at a point where we have to record late East Coast time, so it makes it a bit of a challenge, but this way we get Craig. I am hitting the button at an hour. I don't care if somebody's in the middle of a sentence. At 60 minutes, the button gets hit. It might be me in the middle of the sentence. At 60 minutes, the button's getting hit. We're going to aim for around a half an hour. Because I will be getting off of work, getting something to eat, doing a live, taking another small break, and then doing a 3-hour podcast. So Monday, the lives are easier because there's no editing involved. The reason that Tuesday is a challenge for me is the amount of editing I do.
Yeah.
So it'll be good. I'm looking forward to it.
Yep. Goldhomer, I have no idea what's going to happen with those Category 1 Park Hyatts in India. They could move up to Category 2s, or Hyatt forgets that they exist and they may just continue to be Category 1 Park Hyatts.
Yeah. When do they usually redo their categories? Because it feels like it's around this time of year, right? Like
March.
This is about, so they're doing things. Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off there.
No, it's okay.
They announce in March and it's 30 days notice. So they announce it in March, and then in April, those changes take effect.
So they're right about when you would expect all of this to go down.
Is what makes this rumor even more believable. I don't necessarily think that this is the only card that Hyatt's going to launch this year.
No, I think they could go low, medium, high.
There are 3 Hilton cards. There are a cornucopia of price points with Marriott. Because Marriott doesn't know what they're doing half the time. No, they know exactly what they're doing. I think
Marriott's problem is they're with 2 issues. Like, yes, Marriott has issues, but they have 2 issuers.
They have 2 issuers, and when they clean that up, they're going to have a more simplified structure. Jeez. But Marriott has an annual fee card. Marriott has a $95 annual fee card. They have a $125 business card, which is hilarious. $450 sort of mid-tier card now, if you want to call it a mid-tier card. It used to be a premium card, but it can't be the premium card anymore that everybody can get pretty easily. They have 2 cards at the $250 price point as well. Those are mid-tier cards, and they have a $650 premium card. So Marriott is out there.
And they have the Ritz card.
I put that one in there as the 450 like mid-tier now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No worries. Gold is kind of across the board, but like the Boundless and the bold have silver status, and the $95 you can't publicly get this card, but you can downgrade to this card, Marriott card, also comes with silver status. So Marriott's weird, but I could easily see Chase and IHG and Chase and Hyatt doing a no annual fee, 95 to 150 card. So don't be surprised if the World of Hyatt card goes up to 150, and then a 250 to 450 card, and then a 695, 795 card.
Yeah, I think that's not. It's maybe not the spread I would do, but I think it's the spread they will do.
Yeah, and I still think that there's going to be a card that launches on the Sapphire line between 95 and 795, because I think they have to fill a card. They have to fill that void.
Yeah, I still think you have a Sapphire card. Just make the Sapphire card publicly available again. Make it your cheap option and bump up the Sapphire preferred.
That could be what they do.
Just don't introduce a fourth card when you don't need to, Chase, please.
What's a little complexity in life, especially with lifetime language?
It's not complexity. I don't like the naming schemes of most credit cards.
I do like that Hyatt has gone with Park Hyatt, if this is, or just fix the CSR. They're actively working on this as well. The CSR is going to, like, I will say, this card launches with Explorist. I think the CSR is going to get Discoverist when this card launches, and I think that the CSR is going to spend 75K on the CSR and get Explorer status.
But would it? I think at 75 you have to put Globalist.
I don't think Hyatt's going to allow it. Maybe,
but you spend 30 and you get Globalist on their card. Like, you're spending over double.
It's possible, but if you're spending over double and you're not spending nights at Hyatt doesn't want that. Well,
they could do a 150 tier.
Ooh.
Or a 100 tier.
Ooh.
So we'll see.
Yep.
But anything else, Matt?
No. I got to go dive into this.
You know, we were doing a simple, just, hey, how's everybody doing? We got some random crap. Oh, United did a thing. Cool. Boom.
I had the United video got done. That was earlier today. That was nice. Now this bomb at freaking 9 o'clock at night.
At least it didn't come out after we had done recording. Like, if this had come out after we had clicked end stream.
Yep.
We would have reinitialized the stream specifically for it.
Yep.
All right, Matt.
Yep.
To quote Clinton, say goodnight, Matt.
Say goodnight, Matt.
Bye, guys.
Have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much for spending the time with us.
Check out stackyourpoints.com. It's got all the links to all the things.
If you're a member of my channel, expect it before midnight. If you're not a member of my channel, expect it sometime in the morning.
Can I do a 2-minute points and miles on a card that doesn't exist yet?
It's your channel. Do what you want.
Maybe. We'll see. Bye, everybody.